I'm Miss Jan from the Irving Public Library, and I have a story to tell you today in English and in Spanish. La primera luna llena de gatita, Kitten's first full moon. And it's written and illustrated by Kevin Hanks. And the book is published by HarperCollins, both in the Spanish edition and in the English edition. And thanks to HarperCollins for permission to tell the story both in Spanish and in English. La primera luna llena de gatita, Kitten's first full moon. Era la primera luna llena que veía gatita. It was the first full moon for Kitten. Cuando la vio pensó, hay un plato de leche en el cielo, y quiso tomarlo. When she first saw it, she thought, there's a bowl of milk in the sky, and she wanted some. Entonces cerró los ojos, she closed her eyes, estiró el cuello, she stretched her neck, abrió la boca y lamió. She opened her mouth and she licked. Pero gatita solo se quedó con un insecto en la lengua. Pobre gatita. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Poor Kitten. Y el plato de leche seguía allí esperando, and that little bowl of milk was up in the sky waiting. Entonces gatita trató de calmarse. She tried to settle herself. Meneó la cola, she wiggled her tail, y saltó desde el escalón más alto del porche. She jumped off the highest step on the porch. Pero cayó rodando, but she tumbled down, golpeándose la nariz y una oreja. And she bumped her nose, and she hurt her ear. Y machucándose la cola, she pinched her tail. Pobre gatita, poor Kitten. Y el plato de leche seguía allí, esperando, and that bowl of milk was up in the sky just waiting. Entonces gatita lo persiguió, so Kitten chased it. Corriendo por la vereda, she ran down the sidewalk. A través del jardín, she ran past the garden. Cruzando el prado, she went through the field. A las orillas de la laguna, she went to the side of the lake. Pero gatita no alcanzaba nunca. Pobre gatita. But she never got any closer. Poor Kitten. Y el plato de leche seguía allí, esperando, and that bowl of milk still in the sky, just waiting. Así que gatita corrió hasta el árbol más alto que pudo encontrar. So Kitten found the tallest tree she could find. Y trepó, y trepó, y trepó. She climbed, and she climbed, and she climbed. Hasta la cima. She climbed to the very top. Pero gatita seguía sin poder alcanzar el plato de leche. But she still couldn't reach that bowl of milk. Y ahora estaba asustada. And now she was frightened. Pobre gatita. Poor Kitten. ¿Qué podría hacer? What could she do? Entonces gatita vio en la laguna otro plato de leche. Then Kitten saw in the pond another bowl of milk. Y esta era más grande. ¡Qué noche! And this bowl was bigger. What a night! Entonces bajó corriendo del árbol y corrió por el césped. So she ran down the tree and raced through the grass hasta la orilla de la laguna y saltó con todas sus fuerzas. She came to the very edge of the pond and she jumped with all her might. Pobre gatita, poor kitten. Estaba mojada y triste y cansada y con hambre. She was wet and sad and tired, and she was hungry. Así que decidió volver a casa. So Kitten went home. Y había un gran plato de leche en el porche, and there was a big bowl of milk on the porch. Esperándola, just waiting for her. ¡Qué suerte tenía gatita! What a lucky kitten. Gracias por escuchar este cuento. Thanks for listening to this story. La primera luna llena de gatita, Kitten's first full moon.